Hi, prestigious models. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to send in my video clip. When you asked me to send in a clip and describing how I came about or why I started to be a mortgage broker, I couldn't think of anything good to say or creative to say, but what came into my mind was what made me stay this long. And I keep on hearing this voice in my background in my head all the time when things getting tough and I wanted to quit or, call it after 23, 24 years in the same industry. It's kind of hard. So the thing that came into my mind was my father's voice. Believe it or not, it was my father's voice who reminded me and telling me only in America where you do not have a education or no English, a degree, and still yet making it. Not that I didn't have any of that, but I figured it's a great chance for everyone to have this American dream. That was my bottom line. I was helping my parents back in the middle 1980s. They were in the real estate industry for way back when. And I remember helping them answering telephone, and they had a lot of communication issue because they have a heavy accent. They were new to the United States, 1975, immigrant from Vietnam, refugees, and they're starting all over. So I had to help them answering phones. And answering phone, I remember like it was yesterday, you can buy a home with just $1 down. That's it, $1 down, because back in the 80s, in Houston, we had an oil crash. If you guys remember that, that was really devastating for the city. Everybody was moving out. Dallas, everyone was gone. So Houston had a lot of signs up on their boarded home, HUD home, VA home. You can buy foreclosure, open bid, closed bid, ROTC, those sort of things. And I remember that Sam also said, my father, when the economy was so low, it was poor economy, that's when we have opportunity. It separate the boys from the men. And for that, I remember. And I stayed into the business for a quite long period of time. Besides the dollar down, I also recall back then, it was about 10 to 13% interest rate. We bought it anyway. We kept some of the properties, my family did, and some of them we flipped them, 32 properties about, rented up some of them out, sold some of them, kept some of them, and lived in some of them, believe it or not. I ended up being a mortgage broker at 19 years old, and I still love it. I'm 41 today, still love what I do. I love what I do because I tell stories. People think that I sell interest rate, mortgage loans, selling properties. I think I do not. It sells itself. I can't make the interest rate any lower or higher, even when I give people interest rate 3.99, 4%, 4.25. They say it's too high. It's too high. Too high to compare to what? In the mid 80s, it was like 10 to 13. 90s is in like what, 9, 8%. Mid 90s was around 7.5 to 8%. I don't know. You guys remember Countrywide? This Countrywide home loan, CISAs, Ninas, all the IAs and all that stuff. IA. And today's in the 4. So I'm not selling interest rate. I'm not selling mortgages. I'm not selling home. Home sells itself. It's really sell home in the Asian community because it's like easy number, 1 through 5. That's all you have to remember. Like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 2-car garage, 2 stories. It's nothing. It's 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the kitchen sells itself. That's a kitchen. No kidding. It's a kitchen. That's a bedroom. No kidding. That's a garage where you park the car. The house sells itself, but people, the ones who mess it up and make the transaction complicated. So I can't tell people if I'm good, I am fast, or I am any better than other people, because people don't remember that. And I'm pretty sure that there's other people that are just as good or even better than me. I am just good at what I do because I tell stories. I tell my own stories, my family stories. Sometimes I even tell other people's stories. But people remember stories. And if I tell people statistics or if I'm faster or better, demographics, they don't remember me. But what they do remember is that they remember stories. How it leads is storytelling leads to emotion. Emotion leads people to decide or to make a decision. Decision comes with logic, and logic comes to conclusion. So here is my thinking on that. When I tell people a story, they relate. When they relate, another person can talk about it one day down the line and they recall, they remember the story that I told. So even though they don't need me right there and then, right now, but what time that they do need me, I hope, and I hope there's only time that I come into their mind, into their memory and their story, and by the time that they do need me, that's when they contact me. I tell most of the story to the Asian community, not because I am bilingual. I'm bilingual Vietnamese, but I believe I have a certain obligation to help the refugees after my parents, because I am United States born. I was assembled somewhere else, but born here in United States. And having that said, I do have a certain obligation to share that, to let them believe that they can do it. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. It's not intimidated. And someone who feels really scared about it, they come and see me. I try to break it down where they can understand it. Something like the word mortgage. They get really nervous and scared. Mortgage. They can't even pronounce mortgage. They call it mortgage, mortgage. And I said, okay, I'll ride with you. I will call it mortgage. But do you know what a mortgage means? And most of them don't even understand that. So I break it down and relate to the people by saying, do you remember when we took the ESL class? And the ESL teacher, English as second language, teacher always tells us to break it down. So we break it down to mortgage. Mortgage. Mort. It is a Latin root that means death or dying, kind of like mortician, the funeral director, or mortuary, the place where funeral home, mortal or immortal, those are subject to death. Gage, mortgage. Gage is a second part of mortgage, and it's a French origin, which is gage is like a oath, a commitment, a pledge, something forever and ever and ever. So you're paying a debt till you die forever and ever and ever. You pay forever and ever until you die. And they laugh about it. Bobby, you're so funny. No, really. Imagine I'm doing the application to you right now, and we're probably 20s, 30s. 30-year debt mortgage means that you're going to pay this off when you're 60-ish. So you're paying this house until forever and ever until you die. So I don't want to sell you a mortgage because it sounds so bad in feng shui. It sounds so bad in numbers. What I'm selling you is a story. And I hope that you can create your own story, your own memories in your own home along the way that you're making those payments until we pay until we die. So people stick to the story. So I hope you enjoyed my story today. I hope you enjoyed my video. I have more stories. People always ask me how I came with my name Bobby. I have a Vietnamese name too, which people believe, and they tell me all the time I have a beautiful Vietnamese name. Why did you change it to Bobby? If you want to hear more, find me on YouTube, Facebook, contact Kim Lawn Prestigious Models, and we'll tell more stories. Thank you guys for giving me this opportunity, and I hope to hear from you guys pretty soon. Ta-ta for now.